In this video, we're going to go through a second variation of my nut and bolt digital twin where the bolt is static and only the nut moves, and we're going to leverage a mimic joint to create that. And this is opposed to the rotating bolt that we had in my original video where you could see the bolt itself rotates and the nut is static. And this is leveraging the rack and pinion joint to do that. So we're going to go through the whole process of creating the mimic joint version, but I want to explain the differences between this, where you can see here that the rack and pinion leverages the fact that the bolt has a revolute joint on it, and the nut has a prismatic joint on it. And the rack and pinion joint itself manages the ratio between the two so that the linear drive is what the speed of a linear drive is what determines the speed of how far the bolt moves. So in this other case, we are going to go through the process of setting up a nut assembly with an articulation so that we have our nested bolt, which also is basically sitting with a fixed joint. The nut itself has the revolute joint, and then we have a nut slide, which guides that joint up the bolt. And the revolute joint itself has a mimic joint, which instead of creating the gear ratio between the with the rack and pinion, it basically does sort of a follow the leader type approach. So we're going to go through and build this so that you understand how all this works. I do have an article on Tech-Multiverse.com where you can come in and see the written version, and you can see my original video which covers the rack and pinion joint. But there's also project files on GitHub which you can see under the nut and bolt digital twin. And here you can see we've got two different versions. And again, I'm going to have this video published for you here too. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and create a new empty scene. And we won't worry about saving any of that. We can right click and create a physics ground plane. Let's make sure that our default light is set so that since we don't have any stage lighting, we can at least see what's going on. And we'll right click again to create physics scene. Next, we're going to right click and create an X form. And this is going to be the parent element. So we're going to call this nut assembly. And this is where we want to make sure we add the articulation root and scroll down to the properties to make sure your articulation root has self-collisions disabled. So uncheck that box. Very important there. Now we can right-click nut assembly and create a new X form. That's a child of that, and we're going to call that bolt. And here we can create a reference to the CAD file that we had brought in on our previous video. Let's see, add a reference to the bolt. And now you'll notice that this is scaling automatically down to 0.001. And if we zoom in on that, we'll be able to see the bolt up close. And this is really important for these parts. This whole setup is required so that you need to make sure that your scaling is at 0.001. So let's make sure we've got the nut assembly selected again and right click to create another child. So we have a sibling, which we'll call nut. And we'll add another reference to our nut USD. And here's where that scaling comes in important, because if you end up having to hit 5 here, it didn't scale. If you'll actually want 0.005. And then now you can see that the nut comes up to the top. And you can actually see it there. All right. Making sure we're creating one more child under the nut assembly, we're going to create a third X form. If I can get my mouse to work, a third X form. And we're going to call that nut slide, because this is the nut is going to follow as it goes up the bolt. Now we create a shape, which is a cube, and you'll notice the scene goes dark. That's because we're inside the cube. This is where that scaling becomes important. Make sure you have this checked so that you're toggling the scale link, you're linking it all together. 0.001, so it matches the rest of our bolt, or nut assembly. And if you hide the nut and the bolt, you'll see the cube there. And we actually want to make sure that is set to 005 as well. Okay, so now we want to make sure that each one of these has physics. We've already applied the articulation to the nut assembly. We need to right-click the bolt and apply physics. Oops, I'm sorry, add physics, rigid body preset. Might want to actually show you the bolt. Then we can do the same with the nut and the nut slide. Another really important thing is that we have to make sure we add mass to the nut slide. So we're going to add physics mass and scroll down to the mass properties and set that to 0.1. Now we're ready to add the joints. We can right-click the bolt, create physics joint, fixed joint, right-click the nut, and create physics joint, revolute joint. And in this case, we want to scroll all the way down to the properties and change our axis to Z. And we need to set our lower limit to a negative 100,000 and our upper limit to 100,000. Now this is a really important property to set. You have to have an upper and lower limit defined for the mimic joint to work. Next, we can right-click the nut slide and create a physics joint, prismatic joint. Now on this prismatic joint, we want to make sure that the location body 0 is set to 0.005 so that it matches our nut. And we also need to set the prismatic joint's body 0 to reference our bolt. Scroll down to the joint itself, the joint properties, and set that to Z. And the lower limit, we'll want that to match the nut, which is 0.005. And the upper limit, which will go with 0.025. And you can adjust that to match whatever bolt you're using. Now we can right-click the prismatic joint and add physics linear drive. And we'll want to set the target velocity on that to 0.001 and the damping to 10,000. Now that we have the nut slide and the prismatic joint set up, we need to go back to the revolute joint. Close up the last piece of this puzzle. And we're going to right-click on the revolute joint and say add physics mimic joint. We'll scroll down. We need to make sure that the joint body 0 is pointing to the nut slide so that it knows what it's going to follow. And then the gearing we're going to set to negative 240,000. And our reference joint needs to be our prismatic joint here. So this is officially telling our revolute joint that you're going to follow the prismatic joint based on and use all these parameters. And at this point, you can save your project and hit play. Now you notice how it jumped when we first hit play there. If we stop it, hit jump, there we go. That is due to this prismatic joint getting off scale a little bit. Let's see, the nut slide, prismatic joint, something's off here. If you see it jumping like this, we just need to make sure that everything is lined up properly. Let's check the cube position. Prismatic joint looks good. Ah, it's because I set this revolute joint here to have some additional height on it, which it didn't need. All right, and there you have it. Now we've got our bolt is static and our nut is moving up and down. Well, not down yet. If you want the nut to move down, you can go to the prismatic joint and go to the linear drive. And you can change the target velocity to a negative value. And that will allow our nut to go down. This is where you can tweak the target velocity to increase or decrease the speed of the nut, how fast it goes up and down. You can see that it's just going really fast because I'm changing these numbers as I drag. And let's go 0.003 in this case, just to show you. Now you can have the nut go faster. And then you can balance that out with the revolute joint and go to the gearing here and tweak that to whatever it is that you need for your specific thread pitch and everything. So those are the two main things that you change, is the gearing to match your particular project and the prismatic joints linear drive to make sure that the speed is driving speed is happening appropriately. So there's a little bit of math to do in there, but this gives you the idea of how you can customize this for your project. All right, I hope that was useful to you and that it helped you understand the difference between the rack and pinion joint versus the mimic joint and how to set up an articulation in a nested assembly with your fixed joint, revolute joint with a mimic attached to it, and prismatic joint that your revolute will follow. Thanks for watching Tech Multiverse.